going on, fellow junkies? Horror Junkies 509. Kyle the 13th coming at you again today, you guys. And finally is going to be my return to the Junkie movie reviews, you guys. I know it's been a while since I finished the Alphabet series. Basically, my plan was since I finished the Alphabet series, I was going to start reviewing, newer movies, whether they're in theater or they're going to be straight to VOD. I wanted to start unleashing my reviews on newer movies as they come out. But I've been having a tough time to get to the theater. Me and Angelina just both started a day shift job. She works Monday through Friday, and I got days off during the week, and then I work weekends, and I have other opposite weekends off. It's just a mess. So we're still trying to figure out our schedules, trying to get used to it, and, get ourselves back to the movies, because that's where we belong, without a doubt. So, I decided I'm going to come today and do a review. I know I was talking about doing newer movies, but I'm going to go ahead and do one from 1976. Whatever. To kind of give you a little story and background about this movie, I've been looking for this movie forever because when I first saw it, I thought it was just going to be the greatest slasher movie or just something so cool that I just had to have it. I've been wanting it for a while. I never read anything about it, never watched a trailer, nothing. I just wanted it. I just saw this title and I wanted it so bad because I figured I knew exactly what it was and I didn't have any bones about it, and then I watched it, and definitely nothing like I expected. But honestly, in this case, it wasn't a terrible thing, I guess. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get right into it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this came out, yes, in 1976, and I'm talking about Massacre at Central High. I got that cover, and I got this one on the back. Basically, this is I got this from a company that takes VHS copies them to DVDs, makes the cover art, puts it on a disc and stuff like that. So I've been looking for stuff like that. If you guys know a really good company that has a lot of really good horror movies like that, let me know because I'm always looking for stuff. I got 2 more. If you follow me on Instagram at HorrorJunkies509, you'll see 2 more I recently bought. And if you just want to wait for the video, you'll see it on my update. So I am trying to get into more of these obscure titles that aren't getting DVD, Blu-ray releases. I think this one deserves one. We'll get into this. It's not great, but you know what? I think it still deserves a legit release in America. So to get right into this movie, you guys, the director, I'm gonna demolish his name. Period. I'm pretty sure it's Rene Dalder, and this is a guy. And I don't recognize anything else he has directed, so I can't really be helpful there. I just really like this cover. But this is the one I see the most. I think this is their VHS cover. But I like this one a lot. To go ahead and get into familiar faces, we actually have 2 of them I wanted to bring up to, and one of them horror, one of them not. We have Robert Carradine in this, which plays Lewis in all the Revenge of the Nerd movies, which I thought was kind of cool, because I really like those movies. Those are probably one of my favorite series outside of horror. And then we have Kimberly Beck, who is Trish from Friday the 13th, the final chapter, part 4. However you want to do it. So it's kind of cool to see Trish in this movie. Always whenever I see Friday the 13th alumni, I'm always excited. That's always a good thing. So, to get right into this movie, you guys, I'm going to try and give this basic plot as possible. So, basically, there's a new kid in school. His name is David, and, he's hanging out with the kids. He's getting, shown around and stuff like that. He apparently knows one of the kids from the past. And, they're showing around school, and he starts to realize that he's hanging out with basically the bully crowd. They're picking on all the people, just being assholes walking through the school. And, he's just kind of watched them be assholes and just standing by and, just letting it stack on top and stack on top and stack on top until he just loses it. So, basically, he starts offing all the bullies. Just starts killing them in some of the weirdest ways possible. And I'll get into some of the kills after this, but after he kind of gets away with all the bullies, and this kind of a spoiler alert a little bit, but sorry, from 1976, so maybe you'll watch it, maybe you won't, I don't know. So he kills all the bullies, and so the school's a little bit at peace and a little uneven, because, bullies and the nerds, the jocks, whatever it is, they're supposed to be it's kind of weird that there's a level to high school a little bit. It's kind of weird in that aspect. So, since the bullies are all gone, all the kids that were getting picked on are kind of taking over as the bullies. They're starting to turn into assholes, like the fat kid, the nerds, those people, the fat guys, shoulder checking people as he's walking through the school because now he's the new, quote-unquote, tough guy, bully, whatever it is. So, not exactly what David was expecting. So, what does he do? He goes ahead and starts offing the kids that are taking the bully's place now. And honestly, that's really the basic plot of this movie, is David's like trying to clean up this school, but you know, you're starting to see the social satire that when the biggest dogs in the yard or bullies are gone, then the next people that would never have been bullies before move into their place. So, I mean, I think that's kind of like the whole little underlying tone of this movie, which was kind of cool. I really expect this to be a straight up and down slasher. I don't particularly see it as a slasher. You guys might have your own opinion on that, but, you know, it is what it is. So that's what the movie's about. Let's go ahead and get into my likes and dislikes. So I want to go ahead and talk about my likes. I want to talk about the kills. Like, you know, when I talk about, like, straight up slasher movies, I'm like knives, you know, slit throats, stuff like that. There was none of that in this. None. The very first kill is this, David, like, clips this guy's, one of his cords to his, hang glider. Because these kids in high school hang glide. I don't know where that's a thing, but I'd be down. So this guy's hang gliding, and then the cord breaks all the way through, and this kid flies right into a telephone pole, electrocuted, but he's not burned up at all. So I thought that was kind of silly. Another one is like, David, he sees this note on the cork board, and it's like, hey, this is the janitor saying the pool is closed, so you can't swim tonight. And it's for the specific person, Craig. And it's just on a cork board that just anyone could see, but it was specifically for Craig. So David takes the note, and so Craig never gets it. So Craig's gonna go to the pool and go swimming at night. David turns the light out, so Craig doesn't know that the pool has no water. So Craig doesn't go turn the light on before he goes swimming. He just climbs up the ladder on the diving board, dives off, and does a little whatever, and lands in the pool dead because there was no water. You know, he could have completely avoided this whole thing by just turning on a light. Who swims in the dark? Unless you're outside. Just a random crap that takes place as these killings. And a lot of the killings are like due to explosions and stuff like that. David is like a Navy SEAL or something. He knows how to make explosions and, you know, bombs or whatever. But one of my favorite ones is probably, well, let's give you two of my favorites. There's one of the bullies from the original. He like pushes him in his van and like knocks him out a little bit so David could push the van off the cliff and rolls and explodes. Like, the guy tried not very hard to get out of the van. So there's one. And then, I'm sorry for all these spoilers a little bit, you guys, but hopefully you still want to check this movie out if it's, you know, your cup of tea. I'm not really sure. But the last one was, there was these three people that went away as soon as all the murders started really taking place. A guy and two girls, you know, they go out to the beach or whatever like that, the wilderness, and they're like just camping naked, just having a great time, threesome, whatever it may be. And basically they're in their tent, you know, just having fun, doing their thing, and then there's an explosion, and then a boulder rolls over the three of them. Yeah, so that's what I mean by this is definitely not a typical slasher as far as kills. But that's all in my like category. My other part of my likes is this movie was very unexpected. Like I said, I was not expecting it to be like kid taking care of bullies, and you know, I was figuring this was gonna be a straight up mass slasher movie. Boy, was I wrong. But it didn't hurt the movie to me. Let's see here. What does that say? Oh, the freaking boom mic. It was just all over the place. You just see it all the time. Just look, like, if you watch this movie, just look for it. It's not going to be hard to find. It is all over the place, and that doesn't really ruin a movie for me. It just kind of makes me laugh, and I enjoy that because, you know, I love making movies, and I love what takes place in that. It's just a good time. Alright, guys, to go ahead and get into my dislikes, which is a little bit of a long list, First of all, this movie is not a horror movie. I really don't think so. It's classified as a drama thriller. I know that thriller is basically like the dirty cousin or the sister to horror movies, but definitely I don't picture this as a horror movie. Yeah, due to circumstances, it's probably going to go in the horror section, but it is what it is. And I just think it's weird that there's a movie with Massacre in the title, and it's not like a straight up horror movie. Moving on. Not a single teacher in this movie. This freaking school is run by students. There's not a single teacher anywhere. Like, these kids are getting assaulted by these bullies. Like, there's a guy who's making them, these bullies are making this fat guy climb the rope by a switchblade, and he's like threatening him with a switchblade. Nobody cares. No teachers, just kids. No teachers. I thought that was really weird. And then there's a weird, like, almost rape scene. The rape doesn't go through, but these two guys are trying to, you know, rape these two girls. And then the girl's friend walks in and it's like doesn't say anything and just sits there and watches. Worst friend ever. And then everyone knows the killer. Everyone knows that David is killing these people, but no one seems to care. That was my last dislike for this one, you guys. So to go ahead and get right into the rating this movie, you guys, like I said, it's not great. I'm definitely on the fence about this one, whether I want to say I liked it a majority or disliked it a majority. But overall, I feel like I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 6. Mostly just because I finally got to, in my heart, I'm so happy I finally got to watch this movie. It's been on my find list forever. And finally it's completed. You might not rate it as high as I am at a 6, which is probably one of the lowest ratings I've done. But you know what? I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's awful. I thought it was very fun. The unexpected aspect I didn't see coming was what kind of made this movie for me. So that's my 2 cents on Massacre at Central High. And I finally got to frickin' watch this movie. And now I get to move on with my life. I can go watch other movies. Well, I was watching movies anyway. But so 6 out of 10 for me, you guys. That's going to do it for my review on Massacre at Central High. I'm going to say watch at your own risk. I don't want to highly recommend it like I do a lot of my movies. But that's going to do it for me, you guys. Horror Junkies 509, Kyle 13 signing out. Just until next time, don't forget to check me out on my Instagram at Horror Junkies 509. And you guys already know it. I've been sentenced to life. I'm a horror lifer. You guys have a killer day.